it's the 20th of September. I didn't plan on making this video at all, but what happened is I turned up for a lesson this morning, and first of all the people said they were going to be 20 minutes late, and then they said they can't do it at all because they've got a bad headache. And but I thought, come out and, you know, while they've cancelled and I'm over this way, I might as well go and sort of test drive the route that I'm going to do on my standards check. Now I have changed my mind a little bit about what I'm going to do, because I know the one I did yesterday, when I was going to Poundland, I said that I was going to do dual carriageways and the roundabouts, but thinking about it overnight, we actually sorted that problem out quite quickly afterwards. It was more of a misunderstanding than anything else. So what I'm going to do is stick with the original plan of what I plan to do, which is some post-test training. Even though he hasn't passed the test yet, we're going to be looking at things that you need to know, skills you need to have for after you've passed. So what I thought I'm going to do with these people is I'm going to do driving using the sat-nav, because we've never done that before, and that's coming in on the driving test quite soon. So that'll be quite a valuable skill to have. And also I'm going to take him to the junctions I mentioned the other day. So I thought I'll go for a drive over here now, and I'm going to show you some of these junctions. Now, one of them, I haven't actually been down this road for years, and there used to be a ford. I mean, there probably still is a ford there, but it's only down the road from here, so quite local. When I started filming back there, that's pretty much where the test centre is. It's about a 1 minute drive up from there. So we're going to come over this way, and I'll be using the sat-nav about now, but I won't be so much in terms of direction. I'll see how he does on that. But I'm going to be teaching skills, because one of the main tips I'll give you is that there are 4 types of learner, according to the standards check. There are 4 types of pupil you can have, and if you can identify which one you've got, there's a lot of detail in ADI1, which is a document I've done a video all about, and it tells you what they expect to see you doing with each kind of pupil. Now, the kind of fully trained people I'm taking, it says that, you know, you should be teaching them skills needed for beyond the test and reflective learning, so they kind of look back and assess their own performance. So we're taking the second left where that white vehicle's coming out from, and that's where the ford is. Now the thing is, the people probably won't know this because it's got loads of smoke coming out of that van. The sat-nav is saying now next left, and we go next left. He's on his phone as well, our van driver. So we go down here, Hounsfield Lane, and it says when you come around the bend, Ford road liable for flooding. So we've got half a mile, so about roughly a minute or two to talk about it, depending on the speed we're doing. So I could be talking to the people now about, you know, well, it goes up to 40 here. See, I didn't know that. This is why you come out and investigate your route. I didn't know they went up to 40. That's quite new, I think. I'm sure it was 30 all the way down here not long ago. Anyway, so yeah, so we're picking up a little bit of speed, and we'll be talking about the Ford now. I'll have a little bit of time to talk to him about it before we get there, and I could bring in some points about this thing called linking. You do on the standards check, you link other topics into this one, and I'm deliberately keeping the speed down so I've got time to say all this. I'll be saying to him now, if it was raining or whatever, you could pull up here and what could you do to avoid the Ford, and he'll probably say, well, you could do a 3-point turn or turn in the road, because we've been working on those recently, because we had a little bit of trouble with them. Yeah, so when I came down here not long after passing my test, I nearly had a crash because I went through the Ford at full speed, which comes up just in a moment, and I didn't know how to deal with them. So you come up to this, and then we're going to brake a little bit. It's not too deep today, you've got the markers I can talk about, coming down to probably second, not so very shallow today, through the middle, and off you go. Now it can be quite deep at times, and what happened after I passed my test is I hadn't tested my brakes. So I was driving on the road like this, and I got to the end and braked, and there was just hardly any brakes there at all. So I had a surprise when I came flying out the end of the road. It was only purely by chance that no one was crossing the end of the road that I didn't crash. So yeah, that's that. I want to go around the corner and show you the other thing I'm going to do, which is the drawbridge, and then I'll come back up this way. So this is what they expect to see on a standards check. If you've got a pupil who's fully trained, and we did a mock test yesterday, and he did really pass it. I mean, there's one thing he messed up on, but you know, they could easily have overlooked that if it was a real test. And I've had quite a few lately where they've overlooked little things like that. So yeah, I'm just going to go down the road, go to the drawbridge, and then come back. I want to see what that road looks like the other way, because I've not been on that road the other way before for quite a long time anyway. So it's going to go down the road here. If I wanted to, there's loads of roads on the right here. If you turn right down that road, it's a really strange area. It's a whole new village that's been built over the last 15 years called Dickens Heath. And it's like a little private village, and they've got their own school, their own little kind of hospital, their own, it's like a totally private area. You can drive through it, anyone can go through it, but if you live there, it's really expensive, like it's like £250,000 for a one-bed flat or something like that. It's really expensive to live there, but you get all your own little private services. So the plan is to go that way with the people, and then we're going to come down this way. I might change this route a little bit, but we're going to be coming down this way. And we've talked about this the other day, so the people already knows this, but we've got the max speed 25, which, as you know, because it isn't in a circle, you don't have to do it, although you probably would on this bend. Bear in mind the speedo in the windscreen is not linked to mine in the car, so that speedo is not showing the speed I'm actually doing. That's just a rough idea of what I'm doing. So yeah, that's an advisory limit. You don't have to do it because it's not in a red circle, so it's not a compulsory limit. We could talk about its Humback Bridge. Now where that coach was ahead there, where the white car's coming out from on the left, that is where we're going to go. And the people may or may not know, but if you look at the name of the pub, it tells you what's around the corner. And it's quite hard to see the name of the pub because we've got a small sign now, but it's called the Drawbridge. So when you go around the corner, you can probably guess it, as it says from the blue sign, Week Bridge. There is, as you can now see, the Drawbridge. It would be really nice if on the test those barriers came down and the lights are flashing. So you have to keep way back, really awkward this, and then creep, and then we should be good to go. And then we follow the road, not to the left or ahead, whatever we're going to call it. But yeah, quite an awkward bit of road that, for a new driver. It maybe doesn't look it on the video, but it's pretty steep. And it's very hard to see what's coming the other way, but even if you creep well, it's really, really difficult to see. This here is also an excellent junction where you can only really go left because there isn't room to go right, but I'm signalling anyway and looking. Okay, it's such a dodgy junction. I've had times when I've come out there with pupils and they haven't even seen it. So yeah, that's the kind of route I'm going to do. I don't know how long that's going to have been now. That will probably be about, how long has that been, 10-15 minutes or so. So we'll do that, then we'll probably go back to the Ford, and there are other roads like that further down the road there. If you want to look it up on Google or whatever, it's called Aqueduct Road, and on Aqueduct Road there is surprisingly an aqueduct, so you go through this really narrow tunnel, but there's not much of a warning. It says about a height restriction, but it doesn't tell you about a width restriction. Now in my last lesson with the people I'm going to take on the standards check, I actually told him that, I didn't tell him that was there, but we went to this other area and I said to him there's a bridge there and it says height restriction, so what other kind of restriction could it be? And he said, well, it could be maybe width. So I want to see if he remembers me saying that. And this is what I was saying about linking. You must kind of link the lessons together, so every lesson isn't just a standalone one-off lesson. So I'll say to him, do you remember last time we did that lesson where I said about linking? And he might say, yeah, you know, we did a lesson about the height limit side. So I've got loads going on at the moment. As well as just moving home and having to set up all my bedroom, I'm trying to film this and talk and think of my test room, I'm trying to plan the time. I've got so much going on. If I just stop talking out now, I've just got too much going on in my life at the moment. So I can't wait to get his standards check done, get it out of the way. Then I can finally just relax and get back to setting up my new home. I did go to Poundland yesterday to try those classes, but they hadn't got any suitable ones, so I just popped into Wilco today to get those. Popped in Halfords to get some car washing stuff as well. So yeah, always got to have the car clean for a standards check, so I've just started to run out of car wash, so I thought I'd buy some of that. So yeah, we're going to go back down that road. I think it's this one on the right. Now this is why I'm doing this, because I'm pretty sure it's this road. This is Hounsfield Road, is it? Hounsfield Lane. Yeah, but it's really easy when you haven't actually been in the road before to miss it, and you don't want to miss it on your standards check. It does say in the letter that you must know the area very well, you must be familiar with the area, so it's well worth investing a bit of time. If it's a road like this you haven't been on much before, go and have a look. Have they maybe closed it off? Is there going to be roadworks or anything like that? I know the area really well. I mean, I grew up around here. This is where I was a kid, and I've done loads and loads of driving lessons around here, probably hundreds of them. But I just wanted to make absolute certain with this one particular road, so I don't know this one road even that well. And there you go, the bin men are there, council operatives, whatever you're supposed to call them now. So I'm just going to crawl past these. But see, now I know that they're not going to be there on Thursday because I pick up on a Tuesday. So I could talk about that, but I know they probably won't be there. So I'll come down here again, come to the middle. It's a little bit easier this way, I think, because you can see from further back. And it does actually say forward in big writing, whereas the other way it doesn't. And it says on the right, try your brakes. So it might be worth taking him this way and saying, you know, that's what I was saying about try your brakes. So that's the kind of route I'm going to do. So that mixed in with using a sat nav is going to really get the people thinking. I won't be telling him what's coming up, I want him to be telling me. And you know, if you go through the Ford, and it is due to be raining a little bit on Thursday, so that would be good. If it's raining, the Ford might be a little bit higher. And that's the kind of route I'm going to do. I'm going to do that mixed in with the tunnel. That's been at least 15-20 minutes now, plus a 5-minute drive there and back. So that's pretty much the route I'm going to do. And it's quite a simple route, but that's the thing, you've got to keep it simple. And if I hadn't come back down this way, you know where the drawbridge was, where I went left. If you go right there, just have to go over the bridge. That leads up to the test centre. It's about sort of 6-7 minutes up the road from there. So it's all pretty local. I always recommend keep it as local as you can, because you don't want to be back late for a standards check. Where I am in my test centre, it's quite easy if you're back early. That doesn't really matter, because if you're early, you just simply, well, you can drive round and round the block for quite a while. It's quite easy if you're early, but if you're late, that's a big problem. So yeah, I think I'll leave that there for now. It's quite hard to see on that crossroads, so I'll just get quiet for a moment. I'll leave the video there for now, and like I say, I haven't been tired at the moment. I've been setting up my studio, setting up my home. I've loads of things going on, and a final thought I'll leave you with. The people I'm about to take my standards check with in a couple of days' time, he works with another people he actually recommended these other people to me, and unfortunately they were both involved, because they both work in the same shop. They were both involved in an armed robbery last night. So someone came in the store with a gun and tried to rob them. I think they did rob them. So it's unfortunate for him. I mean, I've texted him, he says it's okay, just a bit shaken up. So I really hope, I know this might sound selfish, but I hope he's okay to do my standards check, because I did say to him on the day when I asked him if he wanted to do it, you know, you can't really cancel for any reason at all, no matter what happens. So I didn't expect an armed robbery to happen. If he does cancel, I have got to back up people, but he is right at the beginning of the lessons. We've only just started turning left, so I've got to back up. I am ready for council operatives stepping out the back of the truck there. I'm ready to have him, you know, if I need to, I can have him ready. He only lives around the corner from me, so quite away from the centre, but he only lives around the corner from me. And he's available all day, and he's actually the people I'm doing my warm-up lesson with in the morning before the standards check. So I could always just say to him on the day, how do you fancy doing this lesson, then going and doing the one with an examiner in the back. And a lot of people like it. Everyone I've asked, apart from one people who said they wouldn't like it, every people I've ever asked to do that, they said, oh yeah, because the way you kind of sell it to them, in a way, if you want to call it that, you just say to them, yeah, you'll get to meet an examiner, you'll get to feel what it's like to have an examiner in the car, and he might even be the one you do your test with. So yeah, people tend to like that, and it's I've never had trouble getting people to do standards checks. A lot of people say it's really hard, no one wants to do it. I've never had any problems at all getting pupils to do it, apart from the one, and to be fair, she was a bit of an awkward pupil. She was a bit, kind of didn't really care about lessons, she was just doing them for the sake of it. So yeah, I think I'll end the video there for now. So the next one I do will probably be in my studio, which is almost set up, and I'll be talking more. Like the night before, I'll be practicing my briefing. I might feel myself practicing the briefing, I don't know. One tip I'll give you about that is always try and practice the briefing in the car, because it is quite different when you see it in your house and then you come out and sit in the car. It can just seem different, so I like to practice my briefings and practice what I'm going to say in the car itself. So yeah, there you go. Quite a long video, that one. I think it's about 15-20 minutes long, but lots of useful info there. Sorry. So yeah, hope that's been helpful for you. And it's getting very close. Only 2 days from now, 2 days time, I'll be driving home after my first lesson to get ready for my standards check. So hope that's helped, and I'll see you again soon for more videos.